A history of American presidents. The President of the United States, the most powerful office in the world. From George Washington to George W. Bush, it is steeped in history and tradition. And every 4 years, on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November, Americans elect their commander-in-chief. Perhaps the most historic vote was in 1860. Abraham Lincoln was elected America's first black president. A remarkable moment, and a far cry from the early 1800s when U.S. elections were rather unruly affairs. In 1828, Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams met in a pasture wearing only tights and decorative wigs to decide the presidency in a fistfight. Though Jackson soundly beat Adams, both men called for electoral reform, admitting that during the fight, they almost kissed. In the 20th century, history was made. In 1936, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected America's first black president. FDR was hugely popular, but it's worth noting he almost lost the 1940 election to a third-party candidate, Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit was ahead in the polls, only to see his lead vanish after a well-attended debate where he displayed an untimely erection. A decade later, in 1952, Dwight D. Eisenhower left his job as the original Mr. Peanut to become America's first black president. The 1960s were a dark time in U.S. politics, especially the day when President John F. Kennedy jammed his finger playing touch football in Kennebunkport, Maine. Since then, the Secret Service has had a zero-tolerance rule on presidential horseplay. Over the next 40 years, nothing happened. Then, in 1998, history was made. Morgan Freeman was elected America's first black president. 10 years later, Barack Obama was elected America's first Hawaiian president.